What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Medieval Engineers. Now, this is a little bit interesting because they updated the game, and because it launched. It's now officially out and available to everybody on Steam. So that's pretty cool, but they also patched it. I don't know if it was like the other version was almost pre-release alpha or something, I don't know. But they have patched the game again, which is awesome because they've added a bunch of stuff, but not limited to furniture. We have chairs, wood tables, beds, chests, barrels, and torch stands, fire bucket, bonfire, flag, king statue, and then some other things involving ropes and rotors and things like that to make catapults and trebuchets and all the fun stuffs. As well, they've also done a number of bug fixing and, you know, kind of the standard things to do. Okay, so I don't intend to make the whole episode about this, but I do want to try the torches and furniture stuff, because we kind of wanted to do that before. So what happened? Can I put it on the wall? Oh, that's interesting. You can put it on a wall. I'm not really sure it belongs there, though. Get rid of that. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see, what am I getting here? Oh, you can activate it on and off. That's cool. I will say, just at first glance, I was kind of hoping for a bit more light from it. But that'll probably come soon or in the next patch or something like that. So, don't really feel the need to screw around with that too much. For those of you that may not be aware of previously how I did stuff on Space Engineers when it was still in creative mode and more of a let's build structure, I tend to build sections at a time and then I look at the detailing, usually. That's why I didn't spend too much time on the furniture and stuff like that. Plus, you know, the fact that they're going, like they did this time, where they go through and add new blocks and things like that that kind of make it a moot point. Kind of like this. Let's see if we can't find... Ooh. Can I just Control-Delete that? Oh, okay, cool. And then we're gonna get rid of this. Oh, geez! Not good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you turn off auto-saving. Oh man, that scared me to death. Okay, so I went through and cleaned up this one tower over here because we wanted to play around with this. Now, it does seem to have a better placement system. It's using more of the timber selection system than the other one. Than some of the other blocks, like walls and things like that. So we'll put a bed there. It's hard to see, though. I'm really looking forward to when they get the lighting engine kind of in play. Well, I guess it's in play already, but like these actually cause like bloom lighting or something. That would be epic. So for now, that'll do. That'll do. So yeah, we're gonna do detail work after we've done like the whole structure and build and all that kind of crap. One other thing that they added is something that I am dreading actually activating, and that is structural integrity mode, or view. And it's basically supposed to give you a quick glimpse of how your structure would hold up and if it would collapse under its own weight and things of that nature. It doesn't actually turn on structural integrity from what I understand, but it scares me. So I think it's the N key? Yes. And I will formally admit I have no idea how to read this. I'm guessing... I'm going to go out on a limb and say that white is probably completely solid, and stable because it's like connected to the mountain. All the white seems to be like in the ground. Green, I'm guessing, is like decent weight, like it's okay. Yellow is probably like be careful because it's got a lot of weight on it. Like this, if you'll notice, the solid blocks are stronger, a lighter yellow, but the doorway that has less mass, so it would effectively have a harder time holding everything up, is orange. So it's probably got more weight on it. Red, yeah, good old red, probably means it's gonna come tumbling down. Again, I have not experimented with this, but I'm guessing as soon as I turn structural integrity on, this point in the wall is going bye-bye. And I mentioned it before that I'm not really intending to build with integrity in mind. I'm not trying to design it like an architect. I'm just kind of being creative and building what I think would look cool. And then at the end of the builds, when we you know, wipe our hands off and say, okay, we're done, on to the next thing, then my intent is to turn on integrity just to see what it does. And if it holds, then we're going to use the cannonballs and just watch it fall apart, because I just love breaking things in this game. It looks amazing. And if it doesn't hold, well, then it's going to break itself and we get to laugh. So this one is another example of what we were just talking about. Now, I think this one would actually hold if we turned on integrity right now. All I see is caution, the yellow. If I'm reading that right, if caution would crack, then no, we'd be screwed. But I'm seeing points on the castle wall that are holding a lot of weight and may or may not. That part right there is definitely going bye-bye. If I don't fix that, which I might, if we can figure out a way to fix it design-wise. So that would be cool for builders who actually are doing architectural type builds that want to be accurate and have it work. Okay, so back to the building part, back to the fun stuff. I'm going to take that corner part out right now. I wonder what that does, if that does anything. No, I don't think it does. Okay, so here's a good example, and I think I'm accurate in this, that this block is either still seen as connected to the ground, I think it is, but this one isn't. And so because it's floating, now you've got more weight on this block, but it's okay. And then as you start building out, I would imagine... Oh, well, I guess I could be wrong. Okay, well, whatever. Float your boat. So, I don't know what would actually cause it to... Maybe if I put more weight on it? I don't know. Oh, now that's interesting. The color of this wall is changing, so this weight is putting stress on this wall because it's pulling it over. Huh! That's so cool. You could actually use this to learn how to actually build things and support them properly. So if I put a block here, and here, and here, ah! Everything changes. Because now this is being supported by this pillar. Interesting. I could have a lot of fun with that. Okay, but we're here to be creative, not to be architects. Not that that's a bad thing, I'm just not good enough to be an architect. I can be creative. I'm not that good at making things actually work. So I'm not worried about building a wall on this side, because you got the towers that run right into the mountainside. So there's really no way, unless you climbed up the mountain, over the tower, or up the wall, onto the tower, and then over the side, there's really no way to get behind them. So we're just going to build around the mountain. Like, the wall... Oops. The wall will be, like, in the mountain. Now, one thing per design that I'm thinking of doing is I don't know exactly how the floor plan is going to be in this castle on the inside here, because I don't know where the levels come out. And what I mean by that is we started over here as the entrance, which we might move a little more centered or whatever to make a portcullis or something. I did find out that those elements, the rotors, ropes, portcullises, gates, that kind of thing. They're in here, but from what I understand, they're kind of glitchy at the moment. So we may end up being able to do something like that, we may not. It'll just depend on if it works for us or not. But, as you can see, this is ground level, but it tapers off down here, and it tapers off a lot over here, to where we could even have a sub-floor basement area kind of thing. So, I don't know exactly how many rooms or floor plans or what is going in this castle. I just want to build into the wall just to figure out how exactly we're going to do everything. And where the outlying perimeter ends up being. So that then we can take that and figure out how many rooms, how those rooms will be laid out, so on and so forth. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Okay, now let's run a little bit more there. Okay, so that's pretty good. So we definitely want another room, like basement storage area down here, right? We could have all of the regular rooms be like on this plane, and then have our sub stuff down here. For that to work, we'll need to make another outline along the ground here at the lowest point, which looks to be about here. And I don't think we're going to get any lower without digging out the ground, which I don't really feel like doing. Some people have asked about if we're going to do like a mine, or a mine shaft, or a tunnel or something into the mountain. I like the idea. I don't know that I like it for this build, and the reasoning for that being is that we're kind of just getting started with this one. Come on. And so because of that, I know I want to put a block here because of this little corner piece that is sticking out. It's driving me nuts, but whatever. But because we're just starting out with this build and game, and still getting a feel for everything, still getting used to how all of the mechanics work, I don't really want to overcomplicate it by starting to, you know, do like a hidden mine shaft and a bunch of other things that would require terrain manipulation and, you know, who knows what else. So it's not a bad idea or anything. I like the idea. They even had something similar to that in the alpha footage trailer that they released for the game before it was even coming out to Steam. So it's obviously a good idea. But I don't think we'll be doing it on this particular build. At a later point, definitely, because I like the idea. Okay, can I do that? Oh yeah, I guess I can. Sweet. Okay, so it looks like that's the lowest points. Or that's kind of a lowest plane, if you will. Oops. I don't really understand why sometimes the control click works and sometimes it just places, like it's doing right now, and then it lets me click and drag. I don't get that. Whatever. Okay. Now, is this going to stay this way? I don't know. More than likely, we're going to do stone foundations and framing. And then we'll probably do... I would imagine we do a wood floor. It's just my theory. So from here... do something like this. And I am going to build... Obviously, kind of goes without saying that we're going to be building from the ground up. Gotta follow this path set up here. Oops, what was that? Again, I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna look or go. I'm just following the terrain at the moment. And it looks like it'll work out okay. Like that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. And then we'll come out here. Can I do a block there? Yeah, we can. I like leaving little sections like this. It looks like you kind of built it into the mountain, which is the kind of the whole point. So I like stuff like that. We'll get rid of this. We'll use that to tie the two together. Okay, and we'll fill this in so that it's got more structural support. So we don't have any corners. I'm curious about that as well. None of these actually look like they have any problem hanging out of the wall, but it seems like that would cause structural issues if you started building on them, I would imagine. Maybe not. Apparently you have to put on quite a bit of weight to make this stone block buckle under the weight. So we're just going to go ahead and do like this. Kind of keep the framing going into the... Wait, what is that? I didn't mean to do that. Mostly just to keep everything flowing. Oh, wait, I need to get a block in there. Get back there. There we go. Oops. Now I'm just placing random blocks. Shame on me. So yeah, that's kind of the idea here, is we're kind of just wanting to make sure everything is nice and embedded into the ground. I don't think I can get another block under there. I would have liked to, but I don't think it's going to let me. No, I don't think it's going to let me. Oops, wrong button. Here it will, though. Yep. Come on. I know you can get under there. Get. I know you can do it. No? Fine. Whatever. Okay. So that's the probably most tedious part, is getting all of the blocks set in so that everything has a good sturdy foundation. At least this side has some sunlight so we can kind of see what we're doing. I really am looking forward to whenever they get like a legit lamp type system in play, where it's no longer where it's no longer like trying to ooh, that doesn't look pretty. There we go. Where it'll actually light up inside like this, shadowed areas, so that we can see better. That'll be cool. So for this to work, we're gonna need to basically fill in up to the height of the floor above it, and then we'll go from there as to how the rest of it is designed. I don't know about the rest of the floor, if we're going to fill all this in and then go up. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not really building for structural integrity. I do want to turn it on after we're done and make sure we have a backup copy saved, but I don't build with that in mind to make it like structurally safe and whatnot. So that works pretty good. Let's add a nice little ridge here, just to kind of cap things off. Now because of that, it looks like I'm going to have to put some wall here so that it stays flush. Now granted, I'm going to turn this... Yeah, that's what I thought. That's not a good idea. I'm no architect, and even I know building narrow on the bottom and, you know, beveled on the top's not a smart move, but, you know, what are you gonna do? So this can be kind of our storage area, I suppose, like for supplies and things of that nature. So we're gonna need a stairway to get in here. Let's put it like here. That works. Yeah. That works. I like it. Simple. Alright, so we're going to wrap things up for this episode. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!